Kanji is important. Grammar is important. Understanding Japanese sentence structure is very important. But if you're weak on vocabulary, all that knowledge won't help you very much. This is Clay from thejapanshop.com and thejapanesepage.com. Today I want to share with you 8 tips and tricks for learning Japanese vocabulary. How many of these are you incorporating in your language studies?
Tip number one. Be consistent and read every day.
First and foremost, consistency is key to mastering just about anything. And one major way to consistently gain new vocabulary word is to consistently read every day. Get it? I'm really emphasizing consistency here. If you're a beginner, this may mean reading dialogues in your textbook. If you're an upper beginner, try NHK's Easy Web News website. Or become a Makoto Plus member. We have weekly breakdowns for sentences for beginners and intermediates. And another idea is to watch a Netflix show with Japanese subtitles so you can hear and read at the same time. And if you're an intermediate or above, you need to be reading native language material, such as news articles or light novels.
Tip number two. Capture your words and review them daily.
Of course, just reading and listening won't really help make your vocabulary words stick. You need to collect the words you want to learn and review them every day. With consistent review, you'll see words that were complete strangers become best friends. Think of yourself as a hunter in hot pursuit of a vocabulary beast. Or if that's too violent, think of yourself as a miner mining for vocabulary gold. Whatever the analogy, it's critical that you review the beastly gold that you found. And to do that, you can do what I did in the 1990s and use index cards, which I don't have because I don't use them anymore. Instead, I use Anki. Anki is a flashcard system that is absolutely free for computers and Android devices. iPhone users pay a little bit for the app, but I think it's well worth it. Every day as you hunt or mine new words, add them to your Anki deck and review them whenever you have a chance. Add phrases and sentences so that you'll have context instead of just the vocabulary words. And when possible, add extra information such as other examples or pitch accents or the kanji readings. And then spend a few minutes clearing your Anki deck every day. It's so nice going to bed realizing I've cleared my Anki deck for the day. For me, I try to spend a few minutes every morning to review my Anki deck. Then, whenever I'm standing in line or have a few minutes at home, I pull out my phone and I review it also throughout the day. And lastly, just before bed, I look at my Anki and make sure that I've actually gone through everything. While I'm not 100% consistent with this, for example, yesterday, make it a habit to review your Anki deck and you'll be amazed how quickly your vocabulary will grow.
Tip number three. Use free dictionaries.
Modern devices and software make looking up words a snap, and usually it's absolutely free. Back in the 1990s, I bought a Canon WordTank IDX 9500 electronic dictionary. It had a whopping 60,000 entries in the English to Japanese dictionary.
Wow!
But it was quite expensive. And today's dictionaries have 3 times that number of entries, and they're mostly free. And for that, we have Professor Breen to thank. Thank you, Professor Breen, and for everyone else who have worked on these projects. On my PC or Mac, there are many choices, but I tend to use the Chrome extension Yomi-chan whenever I'm reading on the web, or the website jisho.org. Both of these resources pull from the edict project that was started by the aforementioned Professor Breen. Again, thank you, Professor Breen. There are, of course, other dictionaries depending on your device. For example, if you read Japanese novels on your Kindle e-ink device, you can tap and hold and get a translation a second later. And Apple devices have an excellent and free Japanese dictionary installed.
Tip number 4. Learn phrases instead of single words. And take note of the kanji.
I mentioned this earlier, but I can't stress the importance enough. Learn phrases and not just individual vocabulary words. Often, words pair with other words naturally in native, natural conversation, and you want to sound natural. Plus, learning vocabulary words in phrases enables you to learn context. And while you're at it, be sure to pay attention to what kanji is used. As an example, both of these mean to take and are pronounced the same. Toru. One kanji means to take photos or video, and the other means to take in general. Just by taking a few seconds to examine the character that's used can help prevent future misunderstandings.
Tip number 5. Use mnemonics.
Mnemonics. Associate the sound of this new word with some sound that you already know, whether it's an English word or a Japanese word, and then visualize it in your head. Think of the word and the sounds in a specific situation that relates to you. For example, in the 1980s or 90s, there was a Japanese comedian who associated "doitashimashite" with
Don't touch my mustache.
But if it helps you, that's great. Just be sure to pay attention to the correct pronunciation. One personal and silly example, and all examples really should be silly. It helps you to remember things. A few months back, I was looking at some condensation at the bottom of my window, and I realized I didn't know how to say condensation in Japanese. And I looked it up, and it's ketsuro. To me, that reminded me of ketsuron, which means conclusion. So I imagine taking my index finger and wiping some condensation and saying something like,
In conclusion, I conclude this to be ketsuro.
it's silly, it's downright stupid, but I can't for the life of me forget that word, even though I don't use it every day. I don't even use it monthly, maybe once a year. Make your mnemonics personal, silly, and even embarrassing, and you will remember them.
Tip number 6. Focus on a single genre or category.
For example, spend a week reading or watching mostly weather reports in Japanese. Now, this can get boring fast, but it's a great way to learn vocabulary words that's related to this category. You'll hear words like cold front or meteorologist or weather forecast over and over again. Repetition in context is a powerful way to learn vocabulary words. If weather reports are boring, maybe something more fun. For example, you could watch only detective shows for a month, or read a couple of space opera mangas in a row.
Tip number 7. Lyrics from Japanese songs.
Memorize lyrics from Japanese songs that you like. Now, this sometimes doesn't help so much with pronunciation. Artists love to play with vowels or say things like
Desu instead of des.
but it's a great way to pick up new vocabulary words and have fun while doing so. Also, very often, fan sites will have English translations. This can make a powerful way and a fun way to learn new vocabulary words.
Tip number 8. Avoid information overload.
Now, we've all done it.
I'm going to learn 1,000 kanji today. Or I'm going to learn 100 words in the next hour.
Now, you'll start off great and then you burn out. It's only human. So resist the temptation and remember that slow and steady wins the race. Add just a couple of words every day. If you're consistent in studying your Anki deck every single day, you will master these words in no time, and then you can just keep on adding new words every single day. You'll manage it better and you're more likely to stick with it. Thanks for watching. I hope these tips help you with your language learning journey. And if you have any questions or tips or suggestions, please leave it below. Until next time.